name of his son Yahushua, and greetings to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four corners of the globe. Shalom. We are Hebrew Chosen Elect. We fellowship here at Rose Hill Community Center at 19 Lamson Lane, classroom 110B, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. And we would love to have you join us for Shabbat. And we will continue our Sabbath reading of the Exodus leading up to the Passover. We're going to start with the book of Exodus, chapter 3.
No, chapter 2.
Salakia, chapter 2.
Let me get this share screen on. You can start when you're ready.
The book of Exodus, chapter 2. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived, and bare a son. And when she saw him, that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes and
dog. Real quick. Go back. One verse. Where we at? Let me know where we're at.
The book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 1. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to him a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him, that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein, and she laid it in the flags by the river brink. And his sister stood far off to wit what be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the figs, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, "This is one of the Hebrews' children." Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee?" And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, "Take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages." And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, "Because I drew him out of the water." And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out to his brethren, and looked on their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
And hold that there. And that brings up how last week we was correlating Egypt then to Egypt today. So when Moses went out and he saw an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, what does that kind of remind you of? What do you think about when you read that? Bring it up to today. Bring it up to the history we've had here in America. What do you think about when you think of an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew?
Like fabrication.
What do you think about?
I'm thinking on George Floyd incident, Michael X. Johnson, all of those.
Right, and then go back further.
Emmett Till.
Emmett Till. You think about Emmett Till. You think about lynchings. You think about the cracking of the whips. You think about the
There's two Jews.
Right. You think about the when a slave would escape, they how'd the police department start? The slave catchers, right? Like remember in Kunta Kinte, when they caught Kunta, what'd they do? They chopped his leg off. Yeah. So when they would catch you, they would catch you, you didn't just get brought back.
Yeah, he hobbled his feet.
Yeah, you get something like that. Or you get back and you get some type of torturous treatment, right? For running away.
Yeah.
So the same things was going on back then. The officials of the Egyptians that was in charge of the country, they was beating on the Hebrews.
Right.
Remember some of the pictures we even seen last week, and I'm gonna pull some up again. The pictures we saw last week, one of them had the ancient day Egyptian with the cracking the whip. Same way, bring it up to modern time, you got the slave master cracking the whip.
Yes, sir.
And I got some images I'm gonna pull up online. So here, if you're on there, here's that one for the Egyptian of ancient times. See, you got the cracking of the whip, and it's on Facebook or YouTube if you want to see it. Matter of fact, I can turn it because we're in the corner of the screen.
Okay.
See, so that's from ancient Egypt. This is on one of the paintings on the walls of one of the tombs.
Okay.
So I found it online. You know, it's a bunch online. You can find it in Pinterest, Google searches. You know, you can find these things.
And this just happened yesterday to some of the brothers Payson that were down at the border with the cops.
Trying to come through this border.
Horses whipping them.
That happened again? Because I remember it happened. Oh, you talking about?
Just recently.
Okay, yeah. Like it was like last year.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a search for that image too. Because I remember it was a couple images where they on that horseback.
Yeah, I saw
it. You got the Haitians, and the guys.
The crap that still exists.
Mm-hmm. Let me get these photos. Because I got a few. I gotta learn how to do the slides. I'm on documents scrolling, so give me a minute. But thinking about the civil rights movement and all those things, that was the time where we started having people stand up. Like our own people. Even like in the slave times, we would have blacks that stood up, but they were usually fighting side by side, abolitionists or like the North joining up the Northern Army.
Yeah.
Other than like your Nat Turners. But even them, that spirit of standing up, the Most High was already putting that spirit in our people. And then it just, as time went on, it just became more and more. Same way this truth and waking up is growing as every year goes by. It's more and more. Most High sending that spirit out to wake our people up and to come up out of Babylon, to reject the system that we've been brought up under.
So are you basically saying the curse is being lifted?
Yeah, but right now, that is the curse is being lifted. Yeah, what you're seeing going on and you coming into the knowledge, everybody here coming in knowledge, that's the curse is being lifted. Yeah. Because remember the next 2 chapters over, you got the Deuteronomy 30. We all know the Deuteronomy 28, the curses, but we keep reading the Deuteronomy 30. That's where it shows that we would remember ourselves and come back as a people to the laws. Then he would turn. We can go there. Let's go there real quick while I look for these photos. 30 and 1. So write this down. Deuteronomy 31. This is where you find the curses we coming out of curses by coming back to the Most High, coming into the knowledge. And then when that happens, the curses are going on our oppressors, the nations that had us in captivity and going through these curses. Go ahead.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee, and shalt return unto Yahweh thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh thy power have scattered thee.
You say that after what? The awakening.
Right.
They're coming back to the Most High.
Right.
Keep going till we get through the curses.
If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And Yahweh thy power will
another
bring
thing.
thee.
Salakia, another thing. Who's going to fetch us? Who's going to bring us from the nations? The Most High. Who's he going to send to do it? Yahweh Shai. Not the what?
United Nations.
United Nations. Not the Britons.
Right.
Not the Belcour.
Ain't gonna be no Balfour Declaration.
Balfour Declaration.
Yeah, ain't gonna be no Treaty of Jeddah, none of that crazy stuff.
Not the person. Not. It's gonna be Yahweh Shai.
Right.
It's gonna be by coming back to the Most High. It's not gonna be the UN sees the some other Edomites going through it, and yeah, we're gonna start war and we're gonna give them land. That's not it. Who came back to the Most High in that whole ordeal? Out of them, that was under the hand of the Nazis. It was them going into camps, and it wasn't no coming back to the Most High.
No.
Most of them
It was World War II.
II.
Yeah, don't even believe in Yahweh. They don't believe him. They don't keep the laws. They over there praying to a wall. They in the city.
Yeah,
They in the Holy
notes
Land.
in the wall,
Yeah, they putting notes in the wall,
Well into the wall.
welling into the wall.
crying in the wall.
But they're not keeping all the
No,
commandments.
not kidding.
They forsake the name of the Most High and Jesus.
Mhm.
That Jesus is in, Mary was a whore and Jesus is in hell, boiling in hot excrement.
Right. Also, what they say in terms of his name, Hashem.
Yeah, the name.
What do you know the scripture? My name is
Dreadful amongst the
dreadful amongst the heathen. They won't say the name.
Right.
They won't say the name Yahweh.
No.
It's Hashem. Hashem, the name.
That's why we got all these different dialect names for, you know, they love to call them
Yahweh
Yahweh and all that kind
or
of crap.
Yahuwah.
Yeah. And then our people fall behind
You
that.
do. And then sometimes it's just
They sheep.
it's that,
They sheep.
and then sometimes it's also just you know, we're all different. Everybody has their own vibe. So like, you know, we got the cats next door.
Yeah.
We got the cats down the hall. It's just over there. Some people read it, and that's just they feel like that's really how it's pronounced, like Yahuwah. That's it. They heard it from somewhere, but it does go back to what you say. It goes back to some heathens not knowing it, and then they trickling down.
Yeah. Because
The Jews call it Yahoo.
it used to be that they would kill you or lock you up. There used to be a law that forbids you to even mention his name.
Here, or are you talking about over there?
No, here.
Like Yahweh.
Yeah.
Really?
It was forbidden. It was a law.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was a law back then. You can't call him the Most High's name.
All right.
You got put to death or you got locked up.
That's like, do you know the time frame? Because I know, hey, that's what not being able to read was about.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That was about coming back to the knowledge.
Yeah.
Like they gonna read this Bible.
When they start passing certain laws at the time they was passing, that's one of the laws they passed.
Yeah.
And if you go in some like certain churches where the Caucasians are at,
hmm
you say that name, they tell you don't say that name again.
Yeah, I bet. But because you want me to search it?
I got it.
You got it? Because that name is dreadful amongst them.
Yeah.
It,
Contrary.
keeping the laws of God is dreadful amongst them. It's funny because before I came here, I was at the bus stop, and it just so happened that is it the Mormons or I think it was the Mormons. It was either them or Jehovah's Witness. One of them, the ones that wear them button up
Yeah,
T-shirts.
Yeah, it's
with the short sleeves. It's always
It's
short
the
sleeves.
Mormons.
That's Mormons.
Mormons, yeah.
So he's coming to the bus stop.
Latter-day Saints.
He could have. Well, Latter-day Saints. They do Sunday. It was one of them. I think Mormons is Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, they both on the same.
Yeah.
Mormons and Latter-day Saints the
Okay.
same.
Yeah. So, but it just so happened I'm waiting on the bus
You
to
got
come
the
here.
white and the black.
I got the apocrypha out and everything. I'm just sitting there reading the apocrypha. And he comes asking people, you want to go to church tomorrow or something like that. I'm ignoring him because I'm bus about to come. I really want to No, I ain't gonna have time to really bring him down. So I'm trying to ignore him. But then he asked me, "Hey, you want to come to church tomorrow on Sunday?" And I said, "Why you go to church on Sunday?" He was like, he started to say something because Jesus Christ something. I was like, "Well, who told Jesus Christ to do this?" I forget exactly what he said, but that's what I asked him. I went along with the subject. Who told Jesus Christ this? The Father. I said, well, then the Father said, keep commandments, right? And he said, keep the Sabbath day holy. Oh, because he had said, he had called tomorrow the Sabbath. Matter of fact, that's what it is. He had called tomorrow the Sabbath, right? He said, Jesus Christ told us to keep the Sabbath. I said, well, who told him that? He said, God, something. I was like, the Father, right? Yeah, so Christ spoke what the Father said, and the Father said, remember the Sabbath day. He said, 6 days shalt thy work be done, but on the seventh, that day shall be holy. I asked him, what's today? He was like, I gotta go. Took off. He jetted. Plus, he was young. I know he didn't even have an answer. He's just doing what his elders told him to say. Yeah, he out there with his boy. His boy was Jake. But his boy was over there, so I couldn't even speak to him. Like, he was really like 50 feet down that way at the corner. But I was going to get to that too. I was going to get to the fact that, matter of fact, he should be going around talking to the people. Because that's an Israelite right there. Yeah, the word was given to him. But he was already gone before we could get that far. But it was funny. You got that?
Yeah. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 14. Cursed be the deceiver which had in his flock a male and vowed and sacrificed unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith Yahweh of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. Slakia.
But that's the point. My name, where was you at?
Malachi 1:14.
1:14. So that means like excuse me or my bad or okay. Yeah. But yeah, Malachi what? 1:14. Write that down. So that's why they ain't saying the name. That name is dreadful. That's why they make the laws that you can't say the name because that name is dreadful.
And they're not in a repentant state.
And they're not in a repentant state. It hasn't been revealed to them. Because who the Most High reveals His word to who? The saints. His people. Exactly. And then not only that, He also reveals his secrets to the meek. It says that in Sirach chapter 3.
Well, meek puts you in the right perspective.
Like
to receive.
Right. So the people doing this, are they meek? Are they meek?
I can't see what they do.
They're putting. This is the desegregation. Remember the girl breaking the school barrier or whatever. They're behind them putting up fingers. They're mocking it. Yeah, they're mocking it. Right. They're smiting her spiritually. I got some physical ones though. That's just one I thought
they were spitting on her.
They were spitting on her. Yeah.
That was one.
There we go.
She wanted to be like her.
This is, and remember the reason I'm showing these pictures is bring to the day Egyptians smiting Hebrews. That's why I found these pictures. I got more. Egyptians. Yeah, smiting today's.
Referring to your enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oppressive.
But the same way Moses said he went out and he seen the Egyptian smiting the Hebrew, and when he saw it, what happened? His love for his brother, his compassion for his brother led him to defend his brother, what we don't have today. Right, but Moses had it. Get Sirach 4:9. He wasn't going to stand by idly and watch his neighbor's blood be stood. He wasn't going to stand by idly his neighbor's blood, meaning he wasn't going to watch that Egyptian doing harm to his brother and not do something about it, even if it meant that he would be in trouble himself, that he would be searched for. He would be a wanted man, maybe go to prison. He's going to defend his brother.
The book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 1. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. Yeah.
Verse 9.
Oh, Salakia, verse 9. Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor, and be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment.
So deliver him that suffers at the hand. This is the spirit Moses was moving in. Deliver him that suffereth at the hand of the oppressor, and don't what?
Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor, and be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment.
And basically, don't worry about the punishment that's going to come.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. That's where have faith in the Most High. And this is the book of wisdom. That's what a wise person is going to do. He's going to do something. But what do we do today? We stand by and pull our phones out.
What? In March.
In March.
Yeah.
But we got to get that footage, though. We got to get that phone out. Got to get that video. Get them views up. It's sad. But this is what Moses was doing. He was delivering him. And he wasn't worried about the police coming to get him. Which was that's basically what the Egyptian was. That was out there doing. A policeman, overseer in the field.
Same thing. Police, overseer.
Like you got so in the civil rights time, we had people stand up because we've seen this happen to our people. It says whites gathered for miles to slay Negroes. It's an article that I found, or a clipping of it. There's a book called 100 Years of Lynchings. I forgot it, but in that book is a article of a lynching that happened here in Delaware.
Right there,
Price's Corner.
Where?
Price's Corner. And there's a little plaque at the softball field. Everybody goes to the shopping center. They don't see that plaque. It's at the softball field. But they got a plaque sitting right behind the home plate, like off the field, but it's behind home plate of one of the fields. It's a plaque that tells you a little bit of history about that. It happened at Price's Corner, where we all go to get our Target run in. We go there to get our Chick-fil-A now. Get your you gotta go to Staples. You got your Sneaker Villa. You want to get your Jordans. Everything that we need as Black people, we go there and we don't even know that this is the site of a lynching of one of our.
Right down the street.
Price's Corner, yeah. Price's Corner is Kirkwood Highway, close, a little bit outside of Wilmington.
Is that is a sign right there in the shopping center on the side, or you said the baseball field?
All the way at the baseball field. You know, right across the street from the shopping center is the recreational park. Got softball fields, got the basketball court with the lights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was their picnic
Some
spot
slack
where
back
they
there.
pick a nigga and hung him.
And that is most likely the spot.
Yeah.
But I'll send it out in the group text. It's in the book. And last week I brought the book, but I forgot the book this week because I was going to bring out the article.
Right.
And we ran out of time, but I will send it. I send in the group text or individually to anybody that don't got it.
We actually got our previous lesson. It's called 100 Years of Lynching too, and we went over it in that too.
Oh, here we go. Here's the ones smiting the Hebrews. You know, cops with the billy clubs and sicking dogs on people just for trying to get a little bit of equality. You know,
They want us to forget this.
Forget it. But and then what happened when all this happened? What we have? We had people stand up like the Black Panther Party, the Brown Berets.
Sure.
That's kind of the same way Moses, he stood up. But we ain't even really get to smite the Egyptian. They was just taking up arms like if you keep on messing with us, we're going to defend ourselves. But then what happened? What did Pharaoh do? Modern day Pharaoh, what did he do? He infiltrated. He locked them up. That's what we're about to read. Moses became a wanted man. This is how he ended up leaving the country. Soon as Black people started standing up, you had the Black Panthers, the Brown Berets, what's the sister name?
Angela
Angela Davis. You know, they started putting charges on them. They started infiltrating. They started looking for coon Negroes to get in there. Yeah. And they would throw whatever lie they had to bring these groups down, and for the black people that wasn't so strong to see it and then fear and not want to raise up no more. And we saw that happen because after the civil rights movement, Negroes became, is it complacent, the word? Complacent, right. And docile.
They showed you exactly what they did in the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. They showed you just what they did. I mean, they infiltrated, they paid somebody. They gave what they gave him. They rewarded him with a gas station. And dude ended up killing himself. He couldn't believe what he did after he sat back and he let it sink in his thought process. He couldn't believe what he did. The Black Panthers is the reason why it's free school lunch all around the country right now. That was the Black Panthers. That was an idea instituted by them. Yeah, every school picked it up. That was something the Black Panthers did.
Yeah, I understand that when it was happening.
Yeah, it's still happening right now for kids of low income. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you were talking about hanging, but don't forget Trump played a role in that with what was that, the four brothers that were unwrongly convicted.
Yeah, in Central Park, yeah.
They took out a full ad in the newspaper talking about they should be hung and put to death.
Yeah.
And he is one of the front runners for the modern day presidents.
Yeah, straight up. And Joe Biden too. He called them super predators.
Yes.
And then they all took money from all the drug cartels. I mean, all you gotta do is watch that movie Cocaine Cowboys. It's a documentary. And it shows you how they all took money from, and the whole presidencies during that time in the late 80s, it was funded by drug money, and then they put out the war on drugs. So it was double. They was on both sides of the fence. They was putting the drugs in the neighborhood and then locking people up too, and then following the pipeline and then coming up with the RICO law. And stuff like that.
Our people want to keep voting for him.
Yeah, and man, he done gave us student loan forgiveness. Like he owe you his whipped back. He owe you slavery. He owe you them hanging from a tree. That's what he owe you. He owe you the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers strung up. That's what he owe you.
Until he can pay you $5 billion, he ain't did nothing.
He owe you our young missing black brothers and sisters melanin back.
Yeah.
Give us back that. That's what he owe you. He owe you our young brothers and sisters being fed to alligators.
Yeah.
And just like that, they was even Egypt. Yeah, they did it in Egypt too. They did it with the Nile crocodiles. And then these modern day Egyptians, they did it in Florida. They did it with the gators. Yeah. That's how you know it's Babylon and Egypt all over again. All over again. They owe you their hide.
Yeah. God was telling me the other day.
You want to fight for reparations.
You want to vote for Trump because when Trump was in office, I got more money back in my tax return.
Yeah.
I said, really? Okay. Run with that.
Yeah.
You got the slave master's face on the money. Yeah. And you worried about getting some tax return.
He gave you a good tax return, but he also gave you a coronavirus in return.
Yeah. Well, that's all Illuminati playbook now.
Yeah. They've
been doing stuff like that. When they put out chicken pox, they gave us all chicken pox and stuff. Yeah. I mean, they thought they was going to kill us.
I don't know why people keep thinking that white people care about this.
Because we be cooning.
I don't understand that.
We be cooning.
Sometimes I just wish death on them, you know?
Yeah. It's sad.
Like,
some of them wrong.
You shouldn't be walking around being that stupid.
You're going to be put to death if you join to them and their theologies and their ideologies and stuff like that. It says, woe to them who don't leave no room for their field to grow. Destruction coming.
There was a movie years ago called Free the Hard Way. And the plot of the story was that the white folks was putting stuff in the main water site, in the main water supply that was going to only kill the women's babies. So they knew about this all the time.
Absolutely.
It's just that we were asleep when it was going on.
Yep, everything that's coming to fruition right now, they plotted it. Yeah, I mean, even with the homosexuality and stuff, Henry Kissinger thought it would be weaponized to put homosexuality in the so-called black community. Why do you think they pushing Lil Nas X so hard?
I watched a short the other day they said that now they're trying to clean the water system up because they've been putting PFAS in it. You heard of PFAS?
What's that?
It's something that's supposed to clean the water up, but in actuality, the PFAS actually gives different people cancer.
Mm.
So that's why we was talking about cleaning up the water, cleaning up our water. But I don't know if it's going to affect our. Some of us don't have city water. Where I live, they have well water.
Yeah.
But eventually it gets affected. There's no way
Absolutely.
around it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, what was that? I can't remember. Was it in Georgia? Well, yeah, I think it's Georgia where they had a company, Georgia Pacific actually, and they had the Koch brothers, and they own these sites where they had all these chemical companies that people was living off of the groundwater. Mm-hmm. It was a specific place called Penn Road. They was just dumping the nuclear waste that had affected the groundwater. Everywhere that everybody that lived on Penn Road, like within the past 2 years, that did not move, they died of cancer. Everybody. It's on a documentary called The Koch Brothers Exposed. Yeah. And you can watch it. You can see everywhere where Koch Brothers Exposed. You can see everywhere around the country where they're polluting, where Black and Hispanic people live, and they're dying at very, very, very young ages. One of the specific spots is called Penn Road. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy what they're doing to us, and they allowed to do it to us because they're running both sides of the fence. They putting politicians on both sides, Democrat and Republican.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the Democrats like to say, like to have you think that they only supporting the Republicans, but they supporting both sides.
Yeah, because the game never changes.
The game never changes.
No matter who's in office.
Yep. Change the methods, but the game is the same.
Yep, and they own battery factories and everything, so you work for them regardless. They big bucks. They own politicians.
Yeah,
I can't remember. It was a guy in Milwaukee. I can't remember what his name was, but they had these whistleblowers, and they called him to act like one of the Koch brothers. Yeah. And they had the phone call where he was saying, "Yeah, I'm taking the money and we're gonna do this yada yada bloody skip," and the pollutants was going out to the people. They was exposing him. You know what I mean? What was the guy's name? I can't remember. Saved my life. Because I used to work for a political organization. You know what I mean? And I was seeing all these videos and stuff, and it's amazing how much money these people take under the table.
Yep. And then when they put money aside, and then when they get exposed, they take that money they put on the side and pay some reparations to them folks. But them people dying already.
Yeah. You know, buying them all. Here, shut your mouth. Your family member that died.
Hush money.
Hush money, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what they did to Hank Aaron. Then when he took the V shot.
Oh yeah.
And then what?
He died shortly later. Yeah.
V shot?
The ticket. He took the ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Corona with the line.
The family rose up to how healthy he was, and he took that shot, and then they shut up real quick.
Yeah. And it had came out, what's the girl, Jaguar Wright. She said that DMX had took it too. Well, nothing, they try to say that he took a blast from smoking crack. And Jaguar Wright was like, no, his family said he took the jab.
Yeah.
He was great going on tour. He had a last album that was great come out. And he was great promoted. And he had took the jab. You know? He said Marvin Hagler took it.
Yeah.
Midwin Charles, she was a news reporter for CNN. She was championing it. And then she took it and passed away. And then I forgot the NFL player at the time. I think he was a Haitian brother. He was saying how stupid people was for not taking it, and then he died. Mm-hmm. But we stupid.
Yeah.
See, we know the history.
Yeah. We ain't gonna let them Tuskegee me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It seems like they forget about those things.
Yeah.
Like history doesn't repeat itself.
Oh yeah, they definitely repeat itself.
Yeah.
Same agenda. Yep. Even in the music industry, they bought off the performers back then. You take this money, we're gonna give you this Cadillac. They show you in Cadillac records.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then now they're doing it the same thing way, except they're doing it more on a satanic level.
Yeah.
Getting you to sell out right in front of your people. Making sell out the thing to do. Making sell out the thing to do. It's the thing to sell out now. You really on stage giving your soul to Satan and you selling out and doing rituals in front of people and all that stuff instead of standing up for you people.
If in the very end,
and Moses was on
the
he living on a higher level,
uh-huh.
and we under our oppressors who want to kill us. And what he do in this instance, he stood up for his brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And ain't none of us got that Moses spirit.
But look what happens to the one that just does that. Pretty soon they fade
No
out,
shade.
end up being broke, and don't have nothing.
But that's all right. They lost their life and gained their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to lose your life and gain your life. You know what I mean? Because Moses, he was up there, like he was pretty much a general in Pharaoh's army. You know, he was Pharaoh's daughter. You know what I mean? He was living riches, and he was like, man, I'm popping this nigga, man. I'm out. I'm gonna burn this nigga in the sand. Yo, he being disrespectful to my peoples. You know what I mean?
In fact, he was next to be the next Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know.
And then you got people nowadays like a Lil Wayne. First he against racism, but then when they interview him and ask him about the racism, he say he don't know what racism is.
Mhm.
He gonna hold up the red flag, said all I know is this.
Yeah.
Oh, you know about this red flag? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that. What you talking about?
Yeah, they went in there in the room and had a good talk with him.
Didn't he?
I know about colors, but not the colors you talking.
No.
He said what? He said what is racism? And then like on the album, and I love the song too. When he had made that song where he's talking about he was on the balcony like Martin Luther King in the same motel, in the same suite, talking about assassinating me. And then now you don't know what racism is? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what's happened. That's that strong
Sometimes we
delusion.
forget when we don't have those words in our vocabulary.
Because it's cool to sell out, man. It's cool to sell
Yep.
out.
He set up, but they put a freeze on that bank account.
Yeah.
Girl,
Hey, well,
You gotta be in the mind state. You gotta be in the mind state to not care about the judgment. Like it said in Sirach.
See, a lot of guys don't want to go back to a 9 to 5.
All they're driven by is the dollar.
Yeah.
Yep.
The love. Let's say the love of money. The love of money. It ain't money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of it.
Yeah.
It's that covetousness.
Yeah.
And that's
And then
10th
money
commandment.
become
Not the, and that's what it all boils down to. Is not keeping God's ways, not keeping the commandments. It says not to covet anything that is your neighbor's.
I can't believe
That's
it.
all that we driven off of is coveting what he got, what she got, what they got. That's it.
They're all driven to do something strange for some
Covetous.
change.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Our people don't matter. I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to save myself. Christ said that he did love of his life ain't for me. That's what we're seeing. Everybody loves their own life.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Nobody loves. We don't have brotherhood, sisterhood, unity because none of us care about our people. We care about our life. That's why I'll sell drugs to my mama. I'll sell drugs to my brother. I'll kill him. I'll shoot you over a block or a color. Like Wayne said, all I know, he held up the red flag, said, all I know is this. That's what it's about. It's all about self. That's what we've been brought to of not having the love of Christ. But we'll get out there and all them people that's on that, they're going to have a cross and they're going to talk about Christ this, Christ that.
Not only that, but Christ said, how can you love me? Well, the Most High said, how can you love me, but you don't love your brother that you see every day?
Every day.
Black Lives Matter don't even matter to Black Lives Matter. I mean, we was at the Unity Camp in DC. They out there doing yoga and doing all type of drugs and stuff, selling drugs. Now instead of Black Lives Matter, now it's Black Trans Lives Matter. You can't even make a life if you a tranny. How do Black Lives matter if you ain't even about even producing the Black life?
Right.
That's foolishness.
Right. It's like no lives matter. This life matters. That's it. This life matters only. We don't need no more.
This life that the Most High say he gonna put you to death for living matter. That's foolishness. That means you walking being a dry bone matter. Foolishness.
Yeah. We can get back though.
Where we at?
We at verse
12.
13. No, we're back. Oh, matter of fact, did we finish that?
No.
Get the Deuteronomy 30, then we get back.
Verse 4.
Slacked it. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 4. If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possesses, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And Yahweh thy power will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed to love Yahweh thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live.
And what's the circumcision of the heart? What's that? What's the circumcision of the heart?
It's a replacement for what it used to be. You give them the physical circumcision. And God will circumcise your heart.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What does it mean to do that?
Through the Holy Spirit.
I get it. Go to real quick. Yeah, but that's. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Right,
yes, but not Ezekiel 36.
Ezekiel 36?
And 26.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 26.
Really, what's that start off with?
Well, let's start where? 23?
I think 23 says, what's it? I'm getting there. What's it say though?
And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them.
Where we at?
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 23. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen. That's again the Most High's name being terrible amongst the heathen, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith Yahweh thy power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. And that's us going to be keeping the laws with the circumcised heart.
Mm-hmm.
For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you.
So it's the same thing, really. The circumcising of the heart, the cleansing, it's all the same thing. Go ahead.
A new heart also will I give you.
Circumcise your heart, cut off the old heart, and give you a new heart. Go ahead.
And a new spirit will I put within you.
That's why I said the spirit thing, yeah, but that's part of this. Getting that spirit is a part of that circumcision. Go ahead.
And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes.
Do what?
And cause you to walk in my statutes.
See, this is the circumcision. Now you're not walking in the ways of the world. You're not walking in the flesh, the lust of the flesh. Now you're walking in the Most High statutes, his laws, statutes, commandments, and his ways, his righteousness, all those things, his spirit. That's what it is. Keep going, finish.
And ye shall keep my judgments and do them.
So when you get the spirit, you're going to keep his statutes, laws, commandments, judgments, and do what?
And do them.
Do them. So now we go back.
So that means he's telling you there, I'm going to force him on you.
Right. You're going
You have no choice.
Though it is something that we kind of got to earn that though.
Yeah.
Because what we don't realize it is that that's the gift.
Mm-hmm.
We think that liberty is being able to do what you want. Liberty is not being slaves to doing the flesh, whatever your flesh wants. Liberty is being able to deny your flesh and do what the spirit wants, which the spirit, following the spirit is going to lead you to do things that are profitable and beneficial for your flesh.
Con, you're not here to do your free will. You're here to do the Most High's will. Yeah. And those things is going to give you the liberties to live the best life that you can. Yeah. And the best life for the Most High. You're going to prosper in them. You ain't going to prosper going outside the Most High's law. We done tried it so many times. You see the failures. We ain't going to make it if we don't go back to these laws.
Yeah,
we're not going to make it.
Yeah, like just what you eat. Like simple things like what you eat. You eat pork. You like, I'm not dying tomorrow. I'm not dying today. And it tastes good. You're like, man, ain't nothing wrong with it. They said all I gotta do is cook it at a certain temp or whatever. No. But you end up dying off of something that takes time. Like a heart problem. Heart attack, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease. And you like your doctor, by the time you get in there, your doctor's like, well, you just gotta eat better. But you never thought about the fact of eat better. Maybe the best way would be the diet that God said to eat. Now you're in the hands of the doctor now. Now you fell into the hands of the physician. And he's giving you some good ideas, but the Most High already has way better even and some, but the doctor ain't giving you that. So now, you cutting down on sugar. Now you ain't drinking so many sodas. What else the doctor tell you to do? Yeah, right, getting your pills. So now you're doing things after you done got past the point of you could have did the preventative measures. You could have been following the Most High and preventing it from even happening. You could have been using prudence, but now you're in the hand of the physician.
And that's the very first lesson that Adam learned the hard way, that we were the Most High created us to be interdependent, not independent.
Right. What's that mean, though?
Interdependent means that instead of Adam going to his independent free will to make a decision to become a knowledge of truth, he's supposed to have went to the Most High. His independence was to go to the Most High and receive that information.
That's what I thought you were saying, but I'd never heard that word before. But yeah, definitely.
Like the kids are to you.
Right. Hey, all you gotta do is listen. I'm not telling you for my benefit, I'm telling you for your benefit. And as soon as you go off of that, oh, look what happened. And that starts from, yay high. Don't touch that. Now you burnt. Now you crying. You touched it. But then you get to a certain age and you forget all that. You think that, I'm grown now. I can figure things out. I know what's good for me and what ain't. And then you like, okay, I'm going to stop listening to my father. Then you like, I'm going to stop listening to that father. Then you everything's good for a while, but then you in sore suits.
Yeah.
Now you're in affliction. Now you cleaning pig slop to get by. Prodigal son, Exactly. It's all back in pride and rebellion, covetousness. Like keep the commandments is going to solve all of it, or most of it at least. The main commandment is going to solve a lot of problems, and that's walking in the spirit. But then we got people, elders or whatever, Bible teachers that tell you that, your heart's been circumcised. You're in the spirit now. The spirit's going to tell you what to do. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just going to tell you what to do. You don't need to read that. Then the spirit's going to keep you from breaking that, but you don't even know what that is. But you saying that while you're breaking that. You're saying it's going to.
The Most High knows my heart.
Yeah,
you can eat that pork. It's what comes out. Retardedness.
Always misquoting Matthew 15.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's just going to go out in the draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, back Deuteronomy.
We Exodus. Back to Deuteronomy.
I remember because we kind of went off, but we was showing them the curses going on the heathens after coming back to the Lord.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
See that? And that comes after the circumcision of the heart. Right. Coming back to the Most High.
Also, you preach that one on 160.
Bring it out.
So that verifies what you said earlier, that we have to come back to God
in
order for things to fall back.
Exactly. Like the same way we got put in this situation, it's that same source is going to take us out.
Yeah.
So we got punished as a people because as a people we left the Most High. As a people we got to come back.
Yeah.
That's why, it's not an individual thing.
Yeah.
So by coming back, we get certain benefits and blessings, but we still see that as a whole, we still on the bottom.
A lot of people used to say, well, I pray all the time. Say, well, and I'm not getting blessed, but the guy next to me, he getting blessed all the time. I said, well, where are you spiritually with that? Are you still keeping your 10 commandments? He said, well, this is the New Testament. We're the New Testament church. We don't do the Ten Commandments no more. I said, oh, okay. And you wonder why you have a problem. Because you're not where you're supposed to be.
Right. And then they teach another problem with the teachings of Christianity is it's kind of surface level. Yeah. So like, just take the commandment. Oh, Christ said, love my brother as I love myself. But because I don't know the whole Bible, I don't know, like, giving him a bacon sandwich or a pork chop is really hating him.
Cool.
I think because he's hungry.
There's a posture we have to learn. And if you stay in your posture, your place, then you won't have a problem. If you love me, you ain't gonna offer me no pork chops, Sam.
Right.
Come on, man.
But I gotta know that that's off.
I'm starving. I ain't eating that.
Right. But
I know better.
But
when you don't,
but our people don't exactly.
You can be led. You're led around by your hunger.
Yeah. And that's why I like
whatever it takes to get you out of pocket.
Well, Christianity teaches that you can eat some swine, and Islam teaches that you can eat as long as you eat to your desire.
No. If they say you can eat it as long as you have nothing else.
Yeah.
Like if you really need it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, like
yeah.
It's
wow.
I got a whole like packet I'm putting together. I get it to you. Okay. It's going because I'm gonna have all the. This is in the Quran. I'm gonna have all the. It's a lot of information on it, but I'm gonna put on it even all the verses in the Quran that kind of.
I got a Quran at home.
Yeah, the Quran cuts itself over and over again. It cuts itself like it proves it disproves itself as being a book that you should follow all the time. For one, it says that you have to follow the Bible. Right. The Bible says no other books. So now I've canceled myself out because I said to follow the guy that's saying not to follow me. That one alone is like cuts it, but there's a whole lot more.
Yeah,
it's a lot more. Like it says, yeah, and it says don't eat pork, but then it says unless you're really hungry enough.
So if we pray over it, it's okay.
It don't even say that, but I don't remember if it says that.
Eat to your lust,
but it said
Eat to your what?
Your lust, like
something you desire. Yeah.
Oh, eat to your full.
To your
Keep moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's madness.
It's not either or. You gotta live on one side of the fence or the other.
Okay. Yeah. It also tells you to follow the Torah, but then most Muslims eat shellfish and shrimp.
Yeah.
It also says that the prophets come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that dismisses Muhammad from even being a prophet.
They try to pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It says the prophets are Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We better get back though. To the reading.
Again?
Huh?
I was doing a precept off where he read.
Okay.
Verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Luke 1:68-71 says, blessed be the Lord Yahweh of Israel, for he has redeemed his people, have visited and redeemed his people. He has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. Yeah. As he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we shall be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
Come.
Saying the same thing in the
right. Yep. Yeah, even the prophecy in the New Testament saying that.
That's why I like when you see those, I want to show them in the news so they can have an excuse trying to say, "Oh, we don't go by the Old Testament."
Right. That trips me out.
That's why I like. That's why I like Luke 21, where it says, the Jerusalem be trodden of the Gentiles, and basically we be scattered.
Yeah.
How you getting scattered, slave ships? When is the Jews gonna be back in the land when people ain't suffering the curses?
Yeah. When our trials over.
Yeah. You can go to the new and show everything. It's because the new is just
it's confirmation for the old.
Everything that they bringing out, they getting from the old.
That's
It's
right.
nothing new.
Only difference
Gotta
between
put
the
my
two
twist on it, bro.
is the old is telling you direct what it is. The new doesn't tell you direct what it is until you go see the old.
Right, exactly. The new is based off of the old,
Right.
basically.
So it's best to read both.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You'll never understand the new.
Yeah.
I mean, they're teaching from the old
And the
in the
oldest
new.
prophet- The oldest
They
prophet-
teach from the old and the new. They're just using the Greek name of the prophets, like OC is Hosea, and was Isaiah's name Isaiah is Isaiah.
Yeah.
So they're
Yep.
telling you who they teaching from in the Greek name. You just got to research that stuff. They coming from the prophets. Christ is reading out the book of Isaiah, which is Isaiah. You know what I mean? So he's teaching from the prophets.
You gotta be careful with the
The New
Greek stuff.
Testament is called the writings. But what is it writing about?
It's right about the old.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like all that wisdom is coming from, yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's
Paul speaks from the old.
Right. And it's a time release message where it was hidden in the old as the Most High orchestrate his divine sovereignty to minister to the prophets. And now he's opening those seals systematically using the prophets of the New Testament.
It's a vision for an appointed time.
Come.
Yeah.
And every Christian is not going to see that.
So that's the whole problem.
They're not going to see that.
Not just Christians, Muslims too.
Yeah.
They don't see it. Like it's telling you like to go back to this, and you're not going back to this, so you don't know. So you want to be stuck in Islam.
Yeah, well, you refer
And
to
they
our
both
people.
they both your slave masters' religion.
Yeah.
Both of them, the wood and the stone.
And a lot of Muslims don't understand that the Quran was written from the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a recital.
Yeah.
What are they reciting?
Bible.
Okay.
But then you can't tell them that they swore that Muhammad wrote it. You know?
But he was illiterate. How you write something when you're illiterate?
Yeah.
You try to
It
tell
said that the prophets, they picked up the book and they read.
Yep. Yeah, let's get back. We
We're
got
gonna pick it up at
get
Exodus.
back to the reading. Yeah.
We going back to Exodus now?
Yes.
Lord.
The book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 13.
Right.
And when he went out the second day, behold, two men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killedest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered the flock. And when they came to Ruel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his wife. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom. For he said, it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto God by reason of the bondage. And Yahweh heard their groaning, and Yahweh remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And Yahweh looked upon the children of Israel, and Yahweh had respect unto them.
See that Yahweh had respect. So when a Christian or somebody says God's no respect to persons, that ain't talking about, with having a favorite people. He's not respected persons in judgment. But this is the scripture you go to. So, he has respect unto a people, though. He has respect unto his people, Israel.
Those that follow his law.
Right.
And keep his laws and follow his statutes.
Right. And that's the end of that chapter. Before we go to the next one, though, so it said that he remembered Israel because of the cry that came up because of the bondage. And I meant to go earlier, but I want to go to Josephus real quick to get a little bit of what Josephus said about Moses and
Josephus?
about the Egyptians, how they came to this point of putting the Israelites into oppression and slavery. No, we're in the antiquities. You got the antiquities?
No, you got to go on your page.
I got it right here.
Okay.
So it's antiquities of the Jews, and I got it up on the screen. If like on the live, if your phone ain't, if you couldn't pull it up on your phone, it's on the screen on the live.
You want to read it?
Oh, you got it there? Yeah. Go ahead. So this is read the
chapter 9 concerning the afflictions that befell the Hebrews in Egypt during 400 years. Verse 1.
We're backtracking a little bit.
Okay. Josephus now?
Yeah. I meant to go here in between Moses getting pulled out of the river. But yeah. Well, I was still trying to get the act right on the documents. Go ahead.
Now it happened that the Egyptians grew delicate and lazy as to painstaking and gave themselves up to other pleasures. And in particular,
and what's painstaking? That's basically doing for yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, when you're working your garden, like Yak and I, he's got the garden he's always bringing the fruit in.
Mm-hmm.
The Egyptians got lazy. I'm not trying to deal with that, with doing what I have to do to get what I need. That's what painstaking is. Him bringing that fruit in that garden like that is painstaking. Basically, your labors, your toil. Right.
Did he bring some fruit to
that? And it's also time taking. If you're busy in that and you toil to get what you need, you can't enjoy a lot of pleasures.
Right. Because
then you still gotta get sleep, and you got So it said they became delicate and lazy. Go ahead.
Yeah. They became delicate and lazy as to painstaking and gave themselves up to their other pleasures, and in particular to love of gain.
The love of gain. It's also another one where, we can bring it to the present time. What's America all about? What the dollar, the love of gain. Take it to the top. That's why they want to take over every country. Every land, they got to have their hand in it.
It's about power.
Right.
Got to have an embassy everywhere.
Right. Got to have the control of the money. The World Bank has to be in control of whatever they got going on. Right. So, remember Gaddafi, I think, he wanted to go back to the gold standard.
Yeah.
They ain't like that.
No.
For one, they already got control. They already took control of that.
Yeah.
That's how they were able to bring in this fake money system. He's ready to go back to something that we already got control of. That's going to reverse everything we got going on. We can't have that. But it's the same thing. The love of gain is what they drew to. Go ahead.
They also became very ill-affected towards the Hebrews, as touched with envy at their prosperity. For when they saw how the nation of the Israelites flourished and were become eminent already in plenty of wealth, which they had acquired by their virtue and natural love of labor, they thought their increase.
Hold up, but how did we get to that point in Egypt? Because the Most High gave the Most High benefit us. Remember, it started with Joseph, And it said, why? Because of because at that time, because of our natural love of labor. And also it says to their virtue. What's virtues? Virtues are high moral acts. Virtue, the ways of the most high are virtues, not pleasures. So Egyptians loved pleasures, and they was envious because the Most High was providing for us. Go to Proverbs 12 and 11 real quick. 12, 11 to 14.
12. Proverbs 12.
Mm-hmm.
What verses?
12, 11 to 14. 12, chapter 12, verse 11.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 11. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding.
Slow it down a little bit.
Slide.
Plus, I'm still getting there. But it said, because what we just read, the Hebrews, they had virtue and they was laborers.
They have love of labor.
Love of labor. So when we're in that spirit, we was prosperous. So that's what we're reading here. So read that again. I said
the book
12.
of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 11. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding.
Vain persons or vanity, period. Pleasures, right? Go ahead.
The wicked desireth the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips.
The root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. Go ahead.
The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble.
Read.
A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of man's hands shall be rendered unto him.
So we was prospering because the Most High was rendering us the fruit of our hands, of walking in virtue. We were being rewarded for that. Go to 24. Same chapter. Drop to 24.
Verse 24. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute.
See that? And who was under tribute at the beginning of being in Egypt? Everybody. Remember, the only person above Joseph was the Pharaoh.
Right. He was number 2.
Right. So we was basically in control of everything.
Yeah.
Read the next one. Read down to 27.
Heaviness is in the heart of man that maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. The slothful man roasteth not that
Hold on. The way of the wicked seduceth them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're envious. Then what's the next step? The next step is they're being blessed because the Most High is they're in favor of the Most High. So how are we going to stop their flow? We got to seduce them to come to our ways. We got to seduce them to love and pleasure. We got to seduce them to needing us, to needing to go to work, to needing money. Go ahead.
Agreed.
The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting, but the substance of a diligent man is precious. In the way of righteousness is life.
Go to Proverbs 10, 4-6. But that part with the wicked seduces them, that's what you see with all the different things that that we can get into.
Mm-hmm.
All the different avenues you can go to get out of your condition, the sports or entertainment or music, the jobs, the high what's it called? Everything costs now. What's that called? The inflation? Yeah. Like no matter how far you get at your job or you know, you've been making money and gaining money, but we're keeping up with you. Inflation. We don't want the Negro to get too high, too straight.
Nope. There's some of that yesterday in the news saying that how much the gas prices are going to jump up 9 points.
Sheesh.
So that's just another way to seduce you.
Yeah.
You got to find means. Everything's going up. You got to keep up.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, on your free time, we got to give you the pleasures.
Mm.
The wicked has to seduce you.
Yeah.
Read verse 4-6.
He becometh poor that dealeth with the slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causeth shame. Blessed are upon the head of the just, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked.
Go to 22. But violence covereth the mouth of the wicked.
That's what it said.
So what's the Egyptians do to the Hebrews? Strike the Hebrews.
Mm-hmm.
They're always at us and bringing us violence, right? And it starts with the envy.
Envy, good place.
That's where it starts.
Yeah. And then it progresses.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 22, the blessing of Yahweh, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. It is a sport to the fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding have wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted.
Shall be granted. I just wanted to go to them to show that was the cause of the difference in conditions in this time. Right? We can go back to Josephus. The cause of that was we was good with the Most High. You know, the Egyptians never was. And they was given the pleasures. So what did they do? They envied us, and they had to come up with means and wise ways to bring us out of our being up high and get them in that spot. But, you know, the reason we was up there is because of our virtue and labor. So we left off at that labor.
They had acquired by their virtue and natural love of labor, they thought their increase was to their own detriment, and having in length of time forgotten the benefits they had received from Joseph, particularly the crown being now come into an other family, they became very abusive to the Israelites and contrived many ways of afflicting them. For they enjoined them to cut a great number of channels for the river and to build walls.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
As to the affliction of Abraham's posterity for 40 years.
Where you at? That was commentary. There you go.
Yeah. For their cities and ramparts, that they might restrain the river and hinder its waters from stagnating upon its running over its own banks. They set there also to build pyramids, and by all this wore they out and forced them to learn all sorts of mechanical arts and to accustom themselves to hard labor.
So see that's then, same as now. And then you also see who built the pyramids. All those great things that you know draws tourists and all that. That was us. But why? Because they was jealous.
Yeah.
They was envious. So they had to come up with ways to seduce us to stop being virtuous, stop being given to the labors that we was given to. That was like for beneficial. You know, we labored to bring substance. Yeah, they had to turn into building pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
They taught us mechanical arts. That's like all the different things, like inventing things, like your
Did you have mechanical arts in school?
I don't know. No. I have regular classes. I don't remember it. I'm saying I don't know because I don't remember the classes I had. They were regular, but Like what's some mechanical arts you can think of then? I'm thinking of like,
welding.
not all right, yeah. I'm thinking of stuff like that, like welding.
The offshoot of that was learning mechanical arts.
Or wouldn't like woodworking be that too?
In theory.
Wouldn't woodworking be that?
Yeah, that would be all your craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Craftsmanship. So all the things that we work at today,
Yeah.
they basically keep everything afloat,
Mm-hmm.
like carpentry. Then they work on houses, plumbing,
Yeah.
electricians.
Right.
Get up on the telephone poles and do all that.
Yeah.
The trash company.
Watch
Right.
it now.
Where we work at.
In 30 years.
Yeah. So it's the same then though.
Yeah.
That was an answer to them putting us from on top to putting them on top.
Yeah. Because I remember when I went in late '89, the white folks didn't want that job. They said, "Man, we don't want to do that. That's a nasty job. Let them niggas do it."
Right.
But when I got to '92, all of a sudden they wanted them jobs because the wages. When I went in, I was making $9,500 a year. $19,500. $19,500 a year. Now that same job, you can make straight time. You can make over 40,000.
Now everybody.
And if you do a lot of overtime, like I used to do, you can make over 60,000.
Right.
So they want them jobs.
Yeah, everybody want it now.
Now brother can't get it. Now you gotta have more than a high school diploma, man. Because at one time, when I first went in, the guys was coming in only have an 8th grade education.
Yeah.
Because they figured it didn't take a lot of smart to pull a handle on the truck and run the trash up, or throw some trash in the hopper.
Look what he.
Time that
And I could have been doing that up for 30 years. Like some guys, but I kept taking test after test after test. Just move it up, move it up.
But most people though, they not.
My family kept growing. I had 10 kids.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh, you keeping the first command.
that's because I
Keeping that first
I
command.
never bought no TVs.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up.
Take your time,
Catch
bro.
up.
It's expensive.
It was commanded though.
It's expensive.
It was the commandment.
y'all remember the janitorial jobs back then
Yes, sir.
that was only owned by black people?
Yeah.
The white
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do. A black guy can't even get a contract no more.
No.
All the white people took over his contract.
Yeah.
And that started in the 2000. Is when all black people lost all the contracts. Now the white people took all home.
We made the job more lucrative.
Yeah.
And then when they saw a better money,
Yeah.
then they
sounds
flip.
It sounds like they gentrified more than just the neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What? Look, even read down.
Go ahead, keep reading.
All this
Break
is
down,
to
stay away.
it's to afflict the Hebrews. So it's to afflict us.
Yeah.
In 400 years did they spend under these afflictions, for they strove one against the other, which should get the mastery. The Egyptians desiring to destroy the Israelites by these labors, and the Israelites desiring to hold out to the end under them.
So we've been having this same battle for ever since the Egyptians' time. That's why this is modern day Egypt.
Why everybody want to destroy us?
Because we read it. Envy. Because
Chosen one.
yeah, Second Ezra chapter 6, 55. What's that say? You heard that one?
Which one?
Go there. Second Ezra 6, 55.
Second Ezra?
Yeah, in the Apocrypha.
Yeah.
Started at 54.
Sorry, 54. But they was envying us then because everybody knew the deal.
54.
Yeah. You'll see why.
Everybody knew that those people they got something that we can't see. They have a power protecting them that we can't see. They got the creator of everything.
Yeah.
Like we gotta do something though. And it's always been the go-to way to do that is deception to deceive them, to get them from their power.
Yeah. To rob them from their
Right. But why? Go ahead and read that.
And after these, the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 54, and to whom of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou hast made it the world for our sakes.
See that? He made the whole world for our sakes.
That's right.
People don't like that,
They don't like that.
especially when they on top.
Yeah. So why
Like,
they so special?
Yeah, them Negroes,
You didn't do nothing for us.
them athletes, them
Yeah.
rappers,
But that's a
them
that's a distraction.
baby makers,
Why would the planet give it to them?
them loving hip
Got me on that one.
them loving hip hop stars.
The niggers.
Yeah, like nah. How do we prevent this?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
somebody's always there to let them know, like, you know,
So
don't go to war with them.
How you feel about this?
Deceive 'em.
This thing that's going on in Arizona
What thing?
about the abortion.
I ain't up to date on it. What's going on with it?
They passed that law on you.
That what they can do them?
Yeah. They can't do it.
That they can't do it?
Yeah. They have no more control over their bodies.
Okay, I'd say all praises.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want a baby, don't lay down and make one.
Yeah.
Well, all the stats say is that anytime that abortion is made legal, blacks kill more babies than whites. But when it's made
Right.
illegal, white kill more babies than blacks. And that's why the federal government fork over hundreds of millions of dollars annually to keep
Yeah,
that
from having-
murder rate over. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Finish that out, man.
Oh, finish second verse?
Yeah.
Okay,
Verse
finish it up.
56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
You see that?
Mm.
So the other nations are nothing.
Now keep reading.
And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do they not possess an
Why do
inheritance with the world?
Why do we?
Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
Mm.
But so why? How long? We know how long that shall do.
Yeah.
We read it earlier. Until we come back, and he turned everything that we're going through. He turned it on to those that put us through. Go back to the Josephus.
What's the last one we did in Josephus? It was chapter 9.
We're at chapter 9. Yeah, in Josephus, it's
Still in chapter 1.
it's verse. Well, yeah. Wait. No, we're in Josephus.
Yeah.
Oh, it's chapter 9. But
What verse?
are you guys on the live feed or the?
Yeah, I'm on my feet. You still
Okay, it's if you have the book, it's technically chapter 9.
Okay.
If you have a physical book in verse 204. Like, Josephus is like numbered different on that aspect. But we just read, so the Israelites desire to hold out to the end.
Verse 204. And 400 years did they spend under these afflictions, for they strove one against the other, which should be the mastery of the Egyptians, desiring to destroy the Israelites by these labors, and the Israelites desiring to hold out to the end under them.
Go ahead.
While the affairs of the Hebrews are in
They were in this condition. Go ahead.
there was this occasion offered itself to the Egyptians, which made them more solicitous for the extinction of our nation. One of those sacred scribes who are very sagacious in the foretelling future events, truly told the king that about this time there would a child be born to the Israelites.
Real quick, so this part ain't in the Bible,
Mhm.
but we go to Josephus for some like historical content.
Right.
So what he's giving right now is how it came to be why the Egyptians wanted to kill all the firstborns. He's saying wherever he got it from in his time, this is what the thought was of why it happened. So I just want to put that out there. This part ain't in the Bible, but it would make sense. Watch as it goes on. It would make sense to why the Pharaoh would want to kill all the firstborn.
Yeah, because he wanted to kill the promised king.
Right. Go ahead.
About this time, there would a child be born to the Israelites, whom, if he were reared, would bring the Egyptian dominion low, and would raise the Israelites, that he would excel all men in future, and obtain a glory that would be remembered through the ages 206, which thing was so feared by the king that, according to this man's opinion, he commanded that they should cast every male child which was born to the Israelites into the river and destroy it.
See it and destroy it. We can pause there. So that would make sense because we see that with who? We see that with Yahushua. The Herod found out that this Savior would be born to the Israelites. So what was his answer? Oh, well, I'm gonna just go kill all the babies then. Yeah. Right? So according to Josephus, something similar happened all the way in Egypt with the birth of Moses. Drop down to the next page. Go 210. Yeah, drop to I want to read about Moses. So drop to okay, drop down to 224. I had some other stuff, but we ain't gonna get to that. So it's a couple down. It says 5 and then 224.
Okay. The book of Josephus, chapter 5, 224.
This is picking up where he's already in the water and Pharaoh's daughter picks him up out of it.
Right.
Go ahead.
Thermuthis was the king's daughter. She was now diverting herself by the banks of the river and seeing a cradle borne along by the current. She sent some that could swim and bid them bring the cradle to her. When those that were sent on this errand came to her with the cradle, and she saw the little child, she was greatly in love with it, on account of its largeness and beauty, worthy of bringing up and providing for by all those that had taken the first fatal resolutions.
Hold up. You skipped something. Go back to largeness and beauty. But Moses, he was a large baby and he was beautiful. That's what Josephus is saying. So that's what, he was such a appearance that she was like, that's why she was like, I can't let this one go. It was 225.
Yeah, no, it didn't by itself. For Yahweh had taken such great care of the formation of Moses.
He said that the Most High, he took care of his formation.
That he caused him to be thought worthy of bringing up and providing for by all those that had taken the most fatal resolutions on account of the dread of the nativity, for the destruction of the rest of the Hebrew nation.
Hold on. Thermuthis. But Look, you see that like all the time. Like it's always some old Edomites when you out in public. Just like, yeah, oh that baby's so cute. Oh, and then like remember in Color Purple. You want to why Oprah get put in jail? Why she cracked that dude in the face like that?
Yeah.
She said, "You want to come back and be my maid?"
No.
But that's how you know Moses, though. You know he was a Negro, though. Ain't no other babies looking like that. We ain't reading about a pale red baby that looks like ugh. When you look in there, just be like ugh. That's how they be, or maybe even hairy, like the first one. Go ahead.
For Yahweh had taken such great care in the formation of Moses that he caused him to be thought worthy of bringing up and providing for by all those that had taken the most fatal resolutions on account of the dread of his nativity for the destruction of the rest of the Hebrew nation. Timotheus bid them bring her a woman that might afford her breast to the child.
Oh, but you know what else? But this was all they're doing though, because the Egyptians they knew about this baby coming, right? They knew it wouldn't be to their benefit, so he made the most. It's saying that the Most High put his hand there and formed him so beautifully that so the Pharaoh's daughter sees him, and what's going to happen? It's basically the Most High is making everything unfold. So Pharaoh's daughter sees Moses, and she's like, "I'm not throwing." She don't want to kill this one. She forgets that the Hebrews are waiting for a savior. That we're supposed to get rid of all the firstborn to prevent this savior.
Right.
So that's what it's saying. He's basically putting it out there that the Most High formed Moses in this way to make all this happen.
Yeah. Good thing the mother was obedient.
Right. Oh yeah. That's what we had skipped some of that. He even talks about that, how Amram and his mother was. But it's like you said, they was obedient. And they was so that's why they hit him. They was obedient and they had faith that, it don't matter what judgment come on us, we're gonna, hide him. We ain't try and give him up. Go ahead.
Yet would not the child admit of her breast, but turned away from it, and did the like to many other women. Now Miriam was by when this happened, not to appear to be there on purpose, but only as staying to see the child. And she said, "It is in vain."
Is in vain.
It is in vain that thou, O queen, callest for these women for the nourishing of the child, who are no way of kin to it. But still, if thou will order one of the Hebrew women to be brought, perhaps it may admit the breast of one of its own nation.
So according to Josephus, Moses wouldn't even take the breast of a heathen.
No.
Now you don't say that in here, but it makes sense. So he wouldn't take the breast. Right. So now the daughter, she has no choice. I got to get him fed somehow. Who's there? Miriam's there. Miriam going to get his mama. Right. Keep going.
Now, since she seemed to speak well, Timotheus bid her procure such.
It just goes in that. She went and got the mother. It cuts off. So then drop down to 28. And
your opponent was Timotheus. Imposed.
Actually, drop down to verse 29. So he already said he was, when he was born, he was large, beautiful. Now we're going to get into as he got older. As he got older, he also had that wisdom, right?
And he was by the confession of all according to Yahweh's prediction, as well for his greatness of mind, as for his contempt of difficulties, his contempt of difficulties, the best of all the Hebrews, for Abraham was his ancestor of the seventh generation, for Moses was the son of Amram, who was the son of Koth, whose father Levi was the son of Jacob, who was the son of Isaac, who was the son of Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Now Moses' understanding became superior to his age, nay, far beyond that standard. And then when he was taught, he discovered greater quickness of appreciation Slakia, than was usual at his age.
So this is the kid this is selling everybody. This is like a genius.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And his actions at that time promised greater when he should come to the age of a man. Yahweh did also give him that tallness when he was.
Go ahead. Next one. It still continues.
Yeah, I know. They scroll up yet.
I got you.
But 3 years old, as was wonderful, and as for his beauty, there was nobody so unpolite, as when they saw Moses, they were not greatly surprised at the beauty of his countenance. Nay, it happened frequently that those that met him as was carried along the road,
watch this,
were obliged to turn again upon seeing the child.
This is what I was talking about with the old Edomites. They always got to stop and get all up in the face of your baby. Something that you got to watch them. You don't know if they're gonna try to pinch the cheek, the dirty little hands. Like we go out to the restaurant, it's always old white Edomite. As soon as we see them coming, like, oh shit, here they come. They gonna want to get all up in his face and damn near ask if we look. I'll be waiting for them to ask. Can you think he would want to come back and be our maid? That's how they be. I told my rib at the restaurant one day. That's what they thinking. They all up in the crib like, your baby's so adorable. Oh, but you really just want to cut, like, get your ass up out of here. But you try to be polite, man. You try to be like,
Yeah.
You still be standoff, like, yeah. When are you leaving? when are you gonna walk away? That's how Moses was, though. It said that, and it says, see, that's an unpolite thing, and that's how you feel when they do it. You're like, they think they being nice because they got that high. They're so high-minded. They think they're not, they're not insulting you. Yeah, they just like, oh, they're bait, and they don't even ask. They just go, can you go?
Because they have their indelible right.
Yeah, like you don't got to turn around when you see a Negro child. You don't got to awe this beauty. You know, maybe when you was younger, you should have got you a Negro man.
Oh, look out.
You know, that's what a lot of them do. Look at me.
Oh, they go on vacation when they
Look,
they go to Jamaica.
If you want a cute baby, you don't got to stop at every stroller with a black baby in there. Go make you some. Make you some black babies. That's the popular thing to do. And look, Jake loves some Beckys.
Some Becky.
Yeah, Jake loves Becky, so
There's
it ain't
no time
hard.
for Becky.
Huh?
There's no time for Becky.
Jake loves Becky's though.
There's no time for Becky.
Yeah, because you know better than that, but you know that's what the Negro men love the white girl.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, like look at your pimps. They always got, they always got a Becky or two. Right?
Samsonitis.
Yeah.
Gotta keep them strong.
Yeah. Remember the Mac?
Yeah.
Remember Hustle and Flow?
Yes, sir.
It's always a Becky or two in the stable. But no, they the same way that happens today, Moses was that type of beauty and tallness that people that saw him didn't know. They had to turn around. They had to take a double take.
I remember I had 10 uncles. They always tell me, get you a white girl.
Yeah.
I look at him and say, okay. Keep it moving. I like my meat dark.
Mm-hmm.
I might be done.
Where we at?
And as for his beauty,
said his beauty, they were surprised at the beauty of his countenance. They have a friend.
And as for his beauty, there was nobody so unpolite as when they saw Moses. They were not greatly surprised at the beauty of his countenance. Nay, it happened frequently that those that met him as he was carried along the road were obliged to turn again upon seeing the child, that they left what they were about and stood still a great while to look on him. For the beauty of the child was so remarkable and natural to him on many accounts that it detained the spectators and made them stay longer to look upon him. Thermotheus, therefore, perceiving him to be remarkable, a child adopted him for her son. Having no child of her own. And when one time she had carried Moses to her father, she showed him to him and said she thought to make him her father's successor. If it should please Yahweh, she should have no legitimate child of her own. And said to him, I have brought up a child who is of a divine form and of a generous mind, and as I have received from the bounty of the river in a wonderful manner, I would proper to adopt him for my son and the heir of thy kingdom. And when she had said this, she put the infant into her father's hands. So he took him and hugged him close to his breast, and on his daughter's account, in a pleasant way, put his diadem upon his head. But Moses threw it down to the ground, and in peril mood, he wreathed it around and trod.
He trod it. So that's all about. I just want to bring that out about Moses.
Yeah.
Before we go to chapter 3, but when she gave him to her father, he trod on the crown. As a toddler, he wasn't, and that was a sign to the Egyptians also.
Yeah.
Once they seen that, they wasn't feeling Moses then. Yeah, it was like, okay, this the one. Let's go back to the reading, back to Exodus chapter 3.
Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of Yahweh, even to Horeb. And the angel of Yahweh appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when Yahweh saw that he turned aside to see, Yahweh called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Draw not nigh hither. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am the power of thy father, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, the power of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon Yahweh. And Yahweh said, I have surely seen the afflictions of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters. I know their sorrows, and I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of the land unto a good land, and unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come upon me, and I have also seen the oppression whereon the Egyptians oppressed them. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. And Moses said unto Yahweh, who am I that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? And he says, certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee that I have sent thee when thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, yea, shall serve God upon this mountain. Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel and say unto them, the power of your fathers have sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, what is his name? What shall I say unto them? And Yahweh said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am has sent me unto you.
And what's I am that I am in Hebrew? That's where you get
Yahweh, Ashar, Yahweh.
No, that's where they get the
Ahaya, Ashar,
Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, which means I am that I am.
Right.
But who's speaking? The Most High speaking. So he's saying I am that I am.
Yeah.
So then what does Yahweh mean?
He is that he is.
Basically, yeah, he exists, he is that he is. So when God told Moses, I am that I am, Moses didn't go and tell the Hebrews, I am that I am. Is God's name. Right. He is. Basically, the Most High is telling him he's above a name. Really, he's everything. I am that I am. I existed before all of this. Right. I have no beginning, no end. I am that I am. I am everything. I'm in the dirt. I'm in the water. I'm in the you. I'm in everything. So, that's just out there where, and you'll come across it. Somebody might try to convince you it's wicked to call him Yahweh. His name's Ahaya. This is where it goes back to. This Ahaya, yeah. There's a Hebrews out there that they say the Most High's name is Ahaya. We know there's Yahweh, but that's where you get the understanding. It's the Most High speaking. So he's saying, I am that I am. Moses goes back, and now we say he exists, Yahweh. That's what Yahweh means, right? So I just want to bring that out. I know most of us already heard about it, but I figure you might not. But that's where it comes from. So go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And Yahweh said moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel that Yahweh, the power of Isaac and the power of Jacob, has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say unto them, the power Yahweh of your fathers, the power of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. And I have said, I will bring you up out of the afflictions of the out of Egypt unto the land of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites unto a land flowing with milk and honey. And they shall hearken to thy voice, and thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Israel, unto the king of Egypt, and ye shall say unto him, the Yahweh, a power of the Hebrews, have met with us, and now let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the power Yahweh. And I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go, nor not by a mighty hand. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof. And after that, he will let you go, and I will give the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty, but every woman shall borrow of her neighbor and of her that sojourneth in her house jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. Ye shall put them upon your sons and upon your daughters, and ye shall spoil the Egyptians.
Go ahead. Next chapter.
Chapter 4, verse 1. And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice. For they will say, Yahweh have not appeared unto thee. And Yahweh said unto him, what is it that is in thine hand? And he said, a rod. And he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it came to pass a serpent, and Moses fled from before it. And Yahweh said unto Moses, put forth thy hand and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. Then they may believe that Yahweh, the power of their fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have appeared unto thee. And Yahweh said furthermore unto him, put now the hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he had took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again. And he put this hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of the bosom. And behold, I was turned again as this other flesh.
And turned against other flesh.
Can I make a point?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a point we don't see on the Prince of Egypt or Moses.
We don't see that.
That miracle out.
They didn't even show it.
I'm about to look up and see what verse is that?
Verse 6, 4, 6.
Because I want to see it says verse 6, 4 and 6. I want to see what type of images pop up, because I'm sure they got some images that just don't look right. Like you got a white boy with a white hand. It's like that ain't even a miracle. You can put your hand in the freezer and turn it white.
But they may use boils or.
I'm about to look it up.
If it's there.
They always got some, like when you do a Google search, you can search images, and it's going to be something. It's definitely going to be something.
There's such a thing as a clean leopard and an unclean leopard.
Mm-hmm. So that go to images. But they definitely ain't tried to do it in the movie. They left that one out. Hold up. Like what? Let me see. Yeah, they can't even really. All the images are like it's brown skin with a white hand. So even on here, they pretty much left it alone, like you said, on all platforms, pictures, memes. Like, look, this is on. Found this one, so that's a brown hand and a white hand. I can't find nothing with a white hand and a white hand. There's nothing on here. They even got a T-shirt. Somebody made a T-shirt. Is the leprous? Where's the leprous hand? So Moses stuck his hand in his bosom. It turned white. He brought it back out. It was white, so he put it back in and brought it out again. It was back to his regular flesh. And I was looking up to see if they had any. He brought up the fact you don't see that in Prince of Persia or none of them movies, and you don't. I said I'm gonna look it up and see if they got any. Right. So I was looking it up to see if I could find any where it's like a white guy hand turn, whiter maybe. It ain't nothing on here.
No.
I can't find nothing on here. But yeah, that's just one where it's like, oh, I found one kind of tan dude. But look, this ain't no big deal. Like if you see this, you're just going, like, okay.
Okay.
Like your hand turned a little white. Nah, ain't nobody special. Ain't nobody special send you. What you talking about? I'm supposed to believe the guy sent you because of that. Ain't nobody gonna. But the other thing though, that's like a miracle.
Undeniable.
That's undeniable. This is the only picture I found. But even this though, he a little tan.
Well, you know they want to change the concept.
This is a car right here. This ain't even the white guy. This is Issachar right. But we can go back to Exodus. Four and 6.
And Yahweh said furthermore unto him, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe thee, neither hearken to thy voice of the first sign, then they will believe the voice of the latter sign. And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe also these two signs, neither hearken unto thy voice, that thou shalt take of the water of the river and pour it upon out of the river, shall become blood upon the dry land. And Moses said unto Yahweh, O my power, I am not eloquent, neither therefore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue. And Yahweh said unto him, whose have made man's mouth, or who maketh the dumb or deaf, of all these seeing, of the blind? Have not I Yahweh? Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth and teach thee what thou shalt say. And he said,
and what's that talking about? Is Moses saying that he's like slow of speech, like somebody that has a speech impediment?
No, you're nervous.
Nah, he's nervous, or he's just not a good public speaker.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Like it's one thing to be able to talk in a small group, but they even got college classes or high school classes on public speaking.
Yeah,
I remember in high school.
Motivated.
Yeah, I remember in high school we had to do, projects where to work on public speaking, where you had to get up front and do your bring it out to the class.
Like
is a way to learn. Yeah, you had to bring it out to the class as a way to teach you public speaking, not just go along with getting knowledge. But that's all he's saying, is I'm not, a good speaker.
Right.
But some people might get the misunderstanding. He's saying like I got a speech impediment. He's good. Remember what we read? He was wise. This dude was, above the class.
Yeah.
Right.
And he could also he could have been in his element then.
Mm-hmm.
He's now been with the Midianites.
Right.
And now he's out of that element.
Yeah, like you.
Now I want to go and talk with these people. Just at this level, I'm not that like that anymore.
Yeah, like say you're from a Spanish speaking country and you speak it, but you've been in up here for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You go down there like you sound different. So you got that thought in the back of your mind. You're out of your comfort zone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like with people that speak Spanish, if you've been Americanized and you go back, they're gonna kind of snicker at you, like because you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Even though you're fluent in the language, when you speak it, it don't come out like it should because you've been Americanized wherever you're at.
And this also dispels another thing where people thought at that time that everybody in the kingdom was white.
Where? In here?
Yeah. That's what they thought. But how could
What do you mean?
Moses live among them? And
You talking about now? People think that they were white.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I was confused. I thought
Yeah.
you were saying they thought that then.
No,
Right.
No.
That's why I was like, hold up, I had to get it right.
After Charleston Heston.
Yeah. Is that the one that? Who's the one? That's the one that played Moses.
Right.
It was somebody else too, wasn't it?
Yeah, come on.
That's the name of Charleston Heston. I thought it was something like, I keep thinking of a name like Hugh Brenner or something like that. Is that something else?
He played the brother.
Okay, he was Aaron. All right, okay. He was a Pharaoh. Oh, okay, but it's still supposed to be a black guy. Ain't that the movie where on the wall they had the black Egyptians? That's it, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The people got a lot of twisted concept based upon the false narrative they brought in.
Right.
With the Moses, not Moses. Yeah, Moses being white all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that can be very confusing.
Yeah, everything can be confusing here. Because everything is Babylon. Everything is turned upside down. Yeah. We had verse 13. Yeah.
And he said, O Lord, send, I pray thee, by the hand of him whom thou wilt send. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Moses. And he said, is not Aaron the Levite thy brother? I know that he can speak well. And also, behold, he cometh forth to meet thee. And when he seeth thee, he will be glad in his heart. And thou shalt speak unto him, and put words in his mouth, and I will be with thy mouth and with his mouth, and he will teach you what ye shall do. And he shall be thy spokesman unto Yahweh, unto the people, and he shall be to thee instead of a mouth, and thou shalt be to him instead of Yahweh. And thou shalt take this rod in thine hand, wherewith thou hast, and thou shalt do signs. And Moses went and returned to Jethro his father-in-law, and said unto him, Let me go, I pray thee, and return unto the brethren, my brethren, which are in Egypt, and see whether they be yet alive. And Jethro said to Moses, Go in peace. And Yahweh said unto Moses in Midian, Go return into Egypt, for all the men are dead which sought thy life. And Moses took his wife and his sons and set them upon an ass, and he returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the rod of Yahweh in his hand. And Yahweh said unto Moses, When thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people let the people go. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, Let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn.
Here's another thing where you don't see nowhere else in the Bible where anybody else of another nation is called his son.
Right.
He said, Israel's my son, but you never find Moab as my son. You never find Ishmael as my son. When you find Israel with somebody who's an Israelite, because you'll find Ephraim is my firstborn, Yahushua is my firstborn, Jacob is my firstborn, but nobody else. Because, like you said, the chosen nation.
Question.
Yeah.
Is there a Bible written that already has Yahushua in it, and we don't have to substitute God for Yahushua?
Well, yeah. Remember the BLB, the original text, and there is one out. There's a few. He has one. There's copies out where they switch it for you. So, but like I said, the text that it came from,
Yeah.
it's in there. You remember, even in the Greek, where it says Eusus or whatever it is, that's just the Greek translation.
Yeah,
That's the Greek translation of Joshua.
Okay.
So English, Joshua is the English translation of Yahushua.
Joshua.
Joshua and Jesus are the same name.
Right.
They're the same name. So the Hebrew is Yahushua.
Right.
So the Hebrew of Jesus is a like you said, transliteration.
Right.
Eusus from Eusus, because it sounds similar.
Yeah.
Eusus is a translation of Yahushua.
Right.
So the Greek version of Yahushua is Eusus. The English version of Yahushua is Joshua. And Jesus is a transliteration, not translation. Transliteration.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically, right.
By sounds.
Right. If you're going to say it in English, it'd be Joshua.
But okay.
But yeah, there's that. And then there's also another one that's out. We'll talk about it. I think I told you about it like a couple weeks ago.
Thank you.
It's a brother that in Philly from Sakari that did that. Yeah, it's a new one out there. He put the right word for every spot where it should be. It's still the KJV with the names wherever it's supposed to be. Like, so you don't got to do what you just said and translate it.
Translate it right while you read it.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's another brother that had something to point out too. But Yakinan, you said.
Yeah,
his word scriptures. Yep.
HebrewIsraeliteScriptures.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's his name?
Jediah Malik.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's options out there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, like I told you, BLB, you can always look at what's actually there through the app. Yeah, the Blue Letter Bible.
Blue what?
Blue Letter Bible.
Yeah, you did that on your phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember I showed you about it.
Okay.
It's where you can click on any word, you can see what's there.
Okay.
You can see the Hebrew text up on top of everything.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's out there. But yeah, so we was at 23.
Verse 23. And I say unto thee, let my son go that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. And it came to pass by the way in the end that Yahweh met him and sought to kill him. Then Zipporah took a sharp stone and cut off the foreskin of her son and cast it at his feet and said, surely a bloody husband art thou to me. So he let him go, then said, a bloody husband thou art because of the circumcision.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh said to Aaron, go into the wilderness to meet Moses. And he went and met him in the mount of Yahweh and kissed him. And Moses told Aaron all the words of Yahweh who had sent him and all the signs which he had commanded him. And Moses and Aaron went and gathered together all the elders of the children of Israel. And Aaron spake all the words which Yahweh had spoken unto Moses, and did the signs in the sight of the people. And the people believed, and when they heard that Yahweh had visited the children of Israel, and that he had looked upon their affliction, then they bowed their heads and worshipped.
Next chapter. I think we can do one more. Then we'll stop because it's 3.
And afterward, Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh said, who is Yahweh that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I know not Yahweh, neither will I let Israel go. And they said, Yahweh of the Hebrews have met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days' journey into the desert, and sacrifice unto Yahweh our power, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword. And the king of Egypt said unto them, wherefore do ye Moses and Aaron let the people from their works? Get you unto your burdens. And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land now are many, and yea, make them rest from their rest. And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land now are many, and ye make them rest from their burdens. And Pharaoh commanded the same day that taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying, ye shall no more give the people straw to make brick, as wheretofore let them go and gather straw for themselves. And the tale of the bricks which they did make heretofore, ye shall slay upon them, yea, shall not diminish aught thereof, for they be idle. Therefore they cry, saying, let us go and sacrifice to our power.
So what he's saying is, even though now we're not going to provide these things, they got to get it themselves, we still expect the same amount.
Yeah.
So they're telling me we still, now you got to
you're being unreasonable.
Yeah. We still want the same amount of cotton back. Now you got to do it with one hand behind your back, but we still want the same amount. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let their more work be laid upon the men, that they may labor therein, and let them not regard vain words. And the taskmasters of the people went out, and their officers and the taskmasters of the people went out, and their officers, and they spake to the people, saying, thus saith Pharaoh, I will not give straw. Go you get you straw where you can find it. Yet not aught of your work shall be diminished. So the people were scattered abroad throughout all the land of Egypt to gather stubble instead of straw. And the taskmasters hasted them, saying, fulfill your work, your daily task, as when there was straw. And the officers of the children of Israel, which Pharaoh's taskmasters had set over them, were beaten and demanded, wherefore have ye not fulfilled your task in making brick both yesterday and today, as heretofore? Then the officers of the children of Israel came and cried unto Pharaoh, saying, wherefore dealest thou thus with thy servants? There is no straw given unto thy servants. And they say to us, make brick. And behold, thy servants are beaten by the fault is in thine own people. But he said, ye are idle. Therefore ye say, let us go and do sacrifice to Yahweh. Go therefore now and work, for there shall no straw be given you, yet shall ye deliver the tale of bricks. And the officers of the children of Israel did see that they were in evil case, after it was said, yea, shall not diminish out from your bricks of your daily task. And they met Moses and Aaron, who stood in the way as they came forth from Pharaoh. And they said unto them, Yahweh look upon you and judge, because ye have made our savor to be a bore in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of his servants, to put a sword in their hand to slay us. And Moses returned
this is the people complaining, but they had just believed before when they saw the miracles. Mm-hmm. But now when we gotta go through a little bit more extra, now we don't believe.
Right.
We want our stuff right now. We want things on our time.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for the Most High.
And Moses returned unto Yahweh and said, Yahweh, wherefore hast thou so evil entreated this people? Why is it that thou hast sent me? For since I came to Pharaoh to speak in thy name, he hath done evil to this people. Neither has thou deliver thy people at all.
That's the end of that.
Yeah, that's the end of that.
318. So
Good read. Good read.
probably should, yeah, stop there. Okay. End it out.
You know, close.
Yeah, I'll close. This has been the let me get out of this. Mm-hmm.
Should be able to click on the screen, right?
Yeah, usually. Acting stupid.
Good. Exit. Yep, you there. It's big. He was already.
Oh, I'm sorry there. Okay, yeah, this has been the Hebrew Chosen Elect Sabbath service. We congregate and hold class every Shabbat from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Rose Hill Community Center, 19 Lamson Lane, Newcastle, Delaware, room 110B. If you're in the area and you're able to come out, we'd love to have you come out and congregate. If not, keep watching on class. We also are taking alms to help out with the room and doing any works in the camp. So if it's in your heart to donate, please send any donations to the Cash App at # Hebrew Chosen Elect. If you're in class and you want to give cash, you can do it that way as well. Also, a reminder to everybody in the class, if you could, remember we got to pay the rent monthly. So if you could give alms, we ask 25 every 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
If it's possible. If not, we take care of whatever we got to take care of. I think that's all. If you got anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it. So we'll end it out by saying Shabbat Shalom and Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.